Hello and good morning. Some of you guys have been asking me questions about what our schedule and what our day looks like, and I'm here to tell you. So first of all, I have this homeschool planner that I do use to document some things in, but mostly it's just like mental notes for myself. So I already did a video where I shared how to do all the things, but now that some days have been passed, let me show you the extras that I've added into, so that I'm not spending my entire day writing every single thing from my Father's World. I just give it a check for the day if I have completed the work. And over here for the bonus, even though I don't have to write these things, I just choose to. So I wrote that we read the Lemonade Wars, page 1 through 10, CC week 1, that we did the geography math, that we did How Great, page 157. The next day I documented that we did the vocabulary, pages 10 through 11. We did Booker T. Washington. I wrote down the notes and the victories. And I want to show you how I mainly use my Erin Condren planner to really help me stay on track. And so this is what people are wanting to know when they're asking about my schedule for the day. So I want to say a couple of things. If you're new, if you haven't been following me all along, then I do use a Charlotte Mason style of learning, and I am using this year My Father's World. I have video on everything I'm talking about. I have a video on, but this is just putting it all together. So we're doing creation to the Greeks, and this is what My Father's World looks like. So when you see me saying MWF, this is what I'm referring to. All these things in here. But then you see these little pockets here where it says English and math. That is when I am adding in our English and our math. And then you also see the space for handwriting. And I'm not following their handwriting. So this is when I'm doing our own handwriting that we do here. Okay. Mason believes in short, simple, and sweet lessons. And so what they actually recommend is a schedule from 8 to 12 with some extras. So let me just read that really quick. So they recommend from 8 to 8:20 Bible or history, from 8:20 to 8:35 the first task, whether it's vocabulary, composition, etc. They recommend from 8:35 to 8:50 spelling, from 8:50 to 9:05 English. They recommend 9:05 to 10:05 math, 10:05 to 10:30 history, from 10:30 to 10:45 book basket, 10:45 to 11:15 science, 11:15 to 11:45 reading, 11:45 to 12 finish any uncompleted work. And then they do lunch, and then in the afternoon they talk about outside crafts, working on items that bring you interest from earlier, music lessons, anything like that. And then the evening is read alouds by the parent. So this is kind of the schedule that they give you as a template, as a guide. And I have to say, for me, this does not work. I've been using My Father's World a lot, and I will be honest, trying to make it fit into this schedule has caused me the most stress in my homeschool, honestly. And so I have come up with something that works better for me. Keep in mind, I'm a mom of 5. I'm homeschooling 4 of my children this year. And so what they're saying, a 20-minute Bible, and a 15-minute vocabulary, that's not working. We're getting, the time's up, the timer's going off before the lessons are done. And then that leaves me feeling like, oh my gosh, we didn't get our stuff done. And then it's like, oh, it's a whole thing. So let me tell you how I have then thought about and pondered about and decided how I want to do things. So I'm going to use this day here because I'm just about to start it. I was up early today again. My planner says that I wake up at 6 and do my self-care, and then that I do my Bible and cooking at 6:30. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you saw that I did waffles today. We eat at 7 o'clock, and then from 7:30 to 8 o'clock, we're cleaning and doing chores. So that's where we are right now. We actually got done eating a little bit earlier because I started super early making the waffles this morning. I'm like, let's get our stuff done with. So anyway, right now everyone's doing their chores and I decided to come and sneak for this video. So then what I do is I allot 30 minutes in the schedule for our walk time or for our nature study. So I'm adding in some things that they did not do. And that is the thing and key when you're planning something, that you put you and your vibe and your spirit and personality and your home into the mix. They don't know this is like a cookie cutter. No, baby, I need to customize it for my family. I need it to work for us. We live in the country. We have 6 acres. It's beautiful out here. My kids want to be outside. I have active kids. I have boys. If you are a boy mom, I've got 4 boys, then you already know I don't have to go any further. So we do 30 minutes for our nature walk, nature study. And the reason I do this after we do our chores is so they can burn off their energy before we get back to the homeschool room, just to be honest. Let them get all that energy out, running, playing, exploring. Even yesterday, like, can we ride our bikes? You sure can. And then I go right into the book basket or the AM basket. And I know the way that they write it is from 10:30 to 10:45. They only do 15 minutes, but I like to have that right after the nature study because my children love the book basket, the morning basket, and I have lots of other fun things in there, so it really makes it cool. And I do 30 minutes because even with that, they're always wanting more time. Then I do 30 minutes of Bible history devotion. I do 30 minutes of vocabulary and CC morning work. I do 30 minutes of spelling and snack. And then I work with Aaron and Kalani on their English. These are my little children. This is a kindergartner and a first grader. To be honest, anytime that you see their name, they are typically working about 10, 15 minutes maybe, and they're overplaying. So if you missed my first day of school or my homeschool room tour, anything like that, I'm looking at a little area that I have set up for them where I have loose parts. I have a wooden train tracks. I have a wooden dollhouse. I have a little tiny wooden house that my son has his little soldiers on. I have play silks and I have paper dolls over there, and I have little manipulatives and sensory bin, and I have just some wooden toys. I've got a basket that has books in it. So it's just a setup area. And so at any point in the day when they are done with their work, or for my little ones, if they just need a break or just want to play, they are playing. Oh, she has a doll. They're playing all day long. They are not sitting here all this time. And honestly, no one is. As soon as we are done with our subjects, everyone can have a break, or they can play until it's time for the next thing. So it's kind of like I've blocked off that time. And for some of the children, I need all of it, and some of the subjects, and then some of the other ones I don't. So we do other things. Okay. Next up, I do at 11 o'clock, I work with my big 2 boys. We do the Essentials of the English Language and the IEW, the Institute of Advanced Excellent Writing. And that literally takes the whole hour. But that 1 hour while I'm working with my 4th and 6th grader, the big boys are, or the little kids, they're playing. They have an hour that they can play outside, again, with all the toys that we have here. They have a couple of shows that they are allowed to watch on YouTube, but they cannot watch that until the latter part of the classroom. They're not going to watch TV the whole hour, but I will let them watch one show if they can agree on one together. Then at 12 o'clock, we have lunch, and I clean up we clean up after lunch. It's not just me. We all clean up. I'm big on having my house clean and tidy. And so we clean up after every meal so that we can keep things neat. And another sidebar, and I'll finish back to the chart. When we're doing our morning basket, and if you haven't watched that video, I have a video on that too. I have in there, it's too far for me to reach, I have a chore chart clipboard. And when I'm asking, okay, who did what? I'm checking right there and then to see who did their chores and who didn't. And so that kind of motivates them too. They want to see those checks. So after lunch and cleanup for 30 minutes, then they go outside to play for 30 minutes. So now they've already been outside for an hour, and it's only, 12:30. So I think that's cool. At 1 o'clock, once they come back in from playing, they've eaten, they played, they got all their energy out. Now we go into math. But math is only for 30 minutes. And then we go into history. And history is only for 30 minutes at 1:30. And then at 2 o'clock, we have science. It's only 30 minutes. And then we have silent reading or epic or reading eggs. I do allow them to do epic or reading eggs, and that's at 2:30. At 3 o'clock, we normally do music or art or handcraft, whatever it is for that day, and it's only 30 minutes. And then again, that C word that I love so much. Then we clean up and the kids can have free time at 3:30. And at 4 o'clock, they're cleaning up and having free time. But while they're cleaning up, I am putting all of my teacher's guides and things away. I'm making sure that all of my stuff is ready for the next day. If I need to print papers, if I need to do anything like that. And then at 4 o'clock, I rest, baby. I rest, I breathe. If I need to take a nap, I haven't yet, but I will. If I just want to, use the bathroom or just whatever I want to do, it's my time. I have been faithful and consistent all day. Whatever I want to do with this 30 minutes, that's what I'm going to do. And so, because right after that at 4:30, I go right to cooking dinner. And then we eat dinner at 5. And of course, you guessed it, right after we're done with eating dinner, we go ahead and clean up. And then we do whatever that special of the day is. And so each day we have something different that we do. So that is my homeschool schedule, mixed with a lot of extras here and there. But you guys keep asking, and you're kind of asking the same questions or similar questions. So I figure let's just put it into here. And once my children are in bed at 8 o'clock, then that is my time to edit YouTube videos, to post. It's my time to get on media. It's my time to read, to do self-care. It's my time to be with my spouse. It's my time to do those things. And throughout the day, like I said, typically, I won't lie, we never get done IEW and EEL. We don't get done the big boys English block. Their block lasts the whole hour. But typically with vocabulary and CC memory work and maybe 1 or 2 things, we get done a little bit earlier. And so what I do that morning, I put a load of laundry in when I start. And whenever we get done early, I just switch it over to the dryer. And then when it's dry, I just fold it and we just put it right away. We don't want any clothes lingering. So I just try to do that every day. And then today on my to-do list is to wipe down the walls, the handles, the baseboards, and door light switches. What I'm going to do for that is I'm going to set a timer for 5 minutes, and everybody's going to get a cloth. And for 5 minutes, we're going to wipe. And with all 5 of us wiping, in 5 minutes, we pretty much can get the area that I want to have done. And so I try to do that every week for whatever one thing that we're doing. So I hope this video helps you. I hope it encourages you. I just want to say that, don't feel like you're bound to these schedules that they recommend and that they suggest. It sounds good. It looks good in theory. And I don't know, maybe for one child, this would be perfect. But again, for me, having, homeschooling 4 children, with these boys learn differently. They're a little bit slower. They write slower, or some of them. Let's not be stereotypical here, but some children write slower. Some children need more time. And so 15 minutes to me is just not enough time. So everything in my homeschool gets basically 30 minutes with the exception of the big boys English, and they get an hour for that. But I also want to point out again, because people want to know, well, how long do you school? I school from 8 to 3:30 or 8 to 4. But again, they are outside playing for 2 hours. They're reading for 1 hour, and they're having lunch and snacks for almost another hour. So they don't really have a full day of sit down in this desk, don't move. And then again, they have the options to play with all of the creative play that's in our homeschool. Or you can see the library behind me, check out a book from the library, whatever. So they have so many options available to them. Okay, enough of my rambling. I hope this was helpful for all of you guys who had questions, who have messaged me. And I'll be back for another video. If there's something else that you want to know or another video you want to see, let me know. I'll be sure to make that and get that out to you. But I always say here, you can do a lot with a little. And until next time, blessings.